My name is Craig Huff. I'm the graphic design manager, and I work for Bell Canada. We're Canada's largest telecommunications company, and specifically the team that I'm with provides all the technology for the Vancouver Convention Centre. That is obviously any connectivity, data, and also a 200-plus digital signage network. Yeah, when we first started doing it about 2 years ago, we were definitely one of the first, and that's been rapidly changing. A lot more convention centers are adopting digital signage. It's a really good fit for that kind of venue. Okay, so yeah, the deployment. It was a brand new building, so we rolled out, we didn't do it in stages. It was just full on from the get-go. And it was a bit of a trial by fire to figure out, really what information was necessary and what wasn't. We use it for about 50% just information on what's going on in the building, like what events, and specifically every meeting room has its own sign outside of it dedicated to it. So it says what event owns that room for that time, and also what sessions in that room and start and end times. So yeah, we're about 50% data and 50% advertising, and that's where the money comes into it. We sell the advertising to the shows that are in, and then they will often resell that to their sponsors. So to use DSE 2012 as an example, they would buy the signage and then maybe be acknowledging broad sign on it as well. So I think that the convention center themselves put out that RFP for a technology partner, and then Bell came forward with their proposal, and I do believe that they were the ones that suggested digital signage. It wasn't necessarily in the original RFP, so and now it's really an integral part of how we do our work there, so it's a good thing. And as I said before, many convention centers are adopting that model. Somewhat. I spoke yesterday, and I was speaking at the digital signage content lightning round, which was really fun. We had a panel of about 4 people, and then we just fielded questions from the audience all day, and we had about a 60-second limit on our replies. We sometimes went over a little bit, but it was really great. The audience really got into it, and we had a good spectrum of people on the panel, so if one person couldn't address a question, a few other people on the panel usually were pretty comfortable with it. So yeah, it was great. I hope they do more of it. This year it was a first. So a lot about where to get content from, where to source it, and I mean the answer to that was just user-generated content is really good because it's free and it's fresh. Data-driven content is really good because then one of the things with content is it gets stale quickly. If you're seeing this network on a regular basis and you're seeing the same spots over and over and over, they lose impact. They become not effective. So a lot of the questions were about how to keep that stuff fresh without having to produce like brand new, fully finished content every time, which is expensive. So yeah, user-generated content and content that can react to data, like say what the weather's like outside. Maybe it'll advertise, a cold drink if it's really hot out. It'll advertise a hot drink if it's really cold out. And that's just sort of doing it automatically. So, because of where I work, we get a lot of data from the center's big computers. So, yeah, I really love that, actually. That's one of my passions, having content that's triggered by the data, because then it's just really fun. You can have things come up and get certain reactions based on what's going on in the building, and it's automatic. You just put in the work beforehand to set it up like that, and then it has intelligence. It does it on its own after that. It's pretty new. I don't think I'd say infancy. I'd say it's, because there's probably been digital signage for, I don't know, even those old light bulb boards that you would see outside of rec centers and stuff, that's technically digital signage. So it's been around for a good while. I think it's really taking off now, and that's because of the technology. Just like flat screens are just so much more accessible, so much more cost effective. And as a lot of the speakers here have been saying, we're just, going more and more towards a visual communication language. Just people are so visual, and you've got screens on all around you all the time, so it's just natural that that's moving out more into the world as you walk around. So not in its infancy, maybe in its adolescence. For sure, touchscreens. Touchscreens are kind of a no-brainer because where I work, it's a lot of the signage, it's advertising, which is pretty straightforward, but then there's also a lot of data and information that we're trying to get across. And you don't want to just throw all that up on the screen at once. It'd be really nice to have a touch screen so people could sort of, go from a general topic down to more specific. They could navigate to the information they want. So that would be great. I also really, really love the thin bezel screens, because then you can make a nice big video wall and just get a lot of impact. So those two things, and also I've been seeing a lot out on the floor, the transparent screens. And those are just super cool. They just look really, really cool. So I would like to apply that in a wayfinding setting, because wayfinding is a big requirement where I work. So I think it would be really, really cool to have an actual model of a floor or something, and then that data sort of overlaid over top of it. And of course, touchscreen would be nice too. Oh, it's excellent. It's great. The sessions in particular, I really, really like, because they're just very good. Good speakers, very informative. So those have been excellent. The keynotes, I've gone to both keynotes, and they've been great as well. Just really inspirational, give you a lot of cool ideas about where things might go and where, the direction's sort of heading. So that's really cool. And just walking around the floor is amazing as well. You see so much cool stuff, so much just neat technology. So I'm a bit of a geek, so it's always fun to see that. I'd love to, because ourselves being one of the early adopters, we went through a lot of the blood, sweat, and tears, and so many other convention centers are taking it on, and it's like, we want to make some money doing some consulting and stuff, but we also just we could save people so much trouble and time. Hi, my name's Craig Huff. I work with Bell Canada at the Vancouver Convention Center, and I'm here at Digital Signage Expo. Sign up, sign on, it's all here.